How the f am I supposed to get over that? Good morning. It's a little after 7. It's like 7:20. Just getting started. Earlier than the last 2 days, still later than I'd like. However, I slept really good last night. 0 wind. I stayed warm. It only got down to like 50 last night, whereas the other 2 nights it was in the low 30s. So I'm gonna head up this pass to Suicide Ridge. I think if all goes well, I might be able to finish the northern section of the Yosemite High Route, and then it's just trail all the way back to the resupply. And this is why you shouldn't hike and take selfie videos at the same time. But anyway, that's the goal today. So, all right, let's get to work. Well, made it up over that pass. It was mostly boulders, not super bad, but I don't know if you can really tell, but that's a lake right there. That's Rock Island Lake. I'm gonna go to the right in front of it and then up that way over a tiny pass and then start descending. And then I got a pretty big ascent towards the end of the day, and then if I can get up over that, there's a good possibility that I can make it to the northern terminus of the Yosemite High Route. I just heard a wolf. I didn't even think wolves were in Yosemite. It was either a wolf. Maybe it's a coyote, but it sounds really cool. Well, I couldn't pass up the opportunity to cast a few times in this beautiful lake. However, I don't know if there's any fish in here or not. I know it might sound ridiculous, but I did see a sign when I first back in Tuolumne Meadows that listed a bunch of lakes that they were essentially turning into fishless lakes, which I don't know the purpose behind that or why, but the entire time I've been here, which has been about 20 minutes now, I haven't seen or heard a fish jump at all. Pretty sure that was a coyote. I'm almost 99% positive there's no wolves in this area, but it was pretty cool to hear them. There was just that one guy probably letting me know there's no fish. I'm wasting my time. Definitely coyote prints. I go that way somewhere. a view of Rock Island Lake from the top of the next pass. I came from between those two peaks this morning. I just worked my way up. All right, the next section, we're gonna work our way down this mountainside. We're gonna go basically through this forest, and then there's a meadow that goes in between these. We're gonna follow up that way, and then we're gonna get up into all of that. All right. Well, we're back in the forest and back on the trail. This is always good after a long time off trail. This is Rock Island Pass Trail, and about a mile or so up, I will make a right up into the canyon onto Buckeye Pass Trail. So I got a couple miles of trail, which is good. It's a beautiful day out. It's about 60 degrees right now. There's a slight breeze. Obviously the sun is out. No complaints here. Walking alongside Carrick Meadow. Heading that way. To ultimately head up that way. Well, I'm having some, like my GPS is giving me some issues. Like the batteries keep dying really fast. I'm not really sure what's going on. I've charged them a couple times, but I am using that headlamp charger, idea. I don't know if that has something to do with it or not. Maybe the batteries aren't fully charging. When I say GPS, I'm talking about my Spot Gen 4. The other thing that I noticed when I just tried to charge the batteries again is my battery pack. It only has 4 lights to show how much power it has left. So, I guess 25% per light. And it's only showing 1. So that means I only have a quarter of it left. And I'm only 3.5 days in. So I used 3/4 of it in 3.5 days. I don't know what's going on. So I either go the 10 miles to the northern terminus, or I can turn around where I'm at, get back on the trail that I was on, the Buckhorn Pass Trail, and go south and eventually connect the PCT and kind of start heading my way towards the Grand Canyon Trail, which I would connect with regardless. I'm basically taking a chunk out here, and I could be back the evening of the 3rd night. So that's essentially like 2 full days left on trail with my current situation. This is what sucks about solo hiking and long periods without resupply. So I pretty much just made the decision that I'm going to come back down off the side of this hill that I'm on, connect with the trail that I was on earlier, and head back pretty much the way that I came, but continue heading south, connects with the PCT. I'm not mad that, I don't want to stop the trail because of any other reason besides I don't want to get to the point where I've been using my phone primarily for GPS. Yeah, I have the map and compass as like an emergency, but that doesn't mean that I want to lose the ability to use the electronic GPS as well as, you know, recharging the headlamp, or even my watch, which is providing me a lot of data. This day and age, we rely a lot on electricity. So maybe I'm not roughing it enough. I don't know. But I think this is a good decision. I'm still going to it still end up being a week on trail here. And technically, I'm a few miles from the northern terminus, so this won't count as like the full section hike from the Tuolumne Meadows to the northern terminus. But I definitely got, for this portion, I definitely got my fair share of high route, and I absolutely love it. I can't wait to do it again. I mean, look, it's not over yet. I still got a few more days on this trail, and I still plan on doing my resupply. So by cutting this chunk out, I'm gonna save myself probably at least a whole day. Yeah. So since I'm sitting here complaining about power, I probably should stop rambling and wasting power. So I'm gonna head back to the trail and head south. Well, I've been trying to come up with what I want to say about this whole situation. But I know earlier I said I wasn't bummed, but I am a little bummed out that I didn't get to finish those last couple miles of the high route. And I know that from the outside looking in, if you're looking at maps and routes, it doesn't look like it's that much of a difference to just stay on trail and continue with the original plan versus turning around and coming back. But it's at least another day on trail with, you know, 10 of them on the high route, which can be unpredictable, which it didn't look like it was gonna be that bad, but who knows. I wanted to finish it all today, but it could have taken, you know, the rest of today and some of tomorrow, which means it could have been even longer before I got back. And I was doing a lot of assuming that once I hit the trail, meaning the PCT, that I would have been able to haul ass. But again, I've never been on the PCT, so, you know, these aren't, well, this trail's, they're not all like this. Like the GPS seems to be working fine now. I did, I charged the batteries a little bit again. Well, I made it to the PCT junction. It says it's 3.4 miles to Benson Lake where I'm going, and then you can see Tuolumne Meadows is only 34.7, so I wonder which route it's looking at, because I looked at it and it said it was like 38, 36. I guess that's pretty close. But anyway, so yeah, 3.5 miles that way to Benson Lake, where I'm gonna set up camp. And I did the math on the way down here, and I estimated the initial loop to be 100 miles, and now with the reroute it is at 84 miles. So I knocked a day off. That's really all that happened. This pretty little pond doesn't have a name. I'm gonna name it. Little Letty. Mermant. Hey, buddy. It's the closest thing to wildlife that I've seen in days. There he goes. He's over there behind it. There he is. He wants me to leave. I think I'm close to where he wants to be. Alright, we're gonna leave you alone, bud. There's that mama and her fawn. You can't see the fawn right now. Oh, there she is. Mama's not moving. She's staring at me. And fawn's just back to the left, behind that tree in a dark spot. I spooked the fawn. Oh, here they go. There's the fawn. So I just saw that deer and a fawn. Oh. I just saw another deer. It might have been the same one, actually. I just saw that deer and a fawn, and honestly, trail walking or hiking or whatever, I tend to like chin to chest and pump out the miles. I stop paying attention, especially when you're in the forest like this. But yeah, I looked up for a second and I saw the fawn, like she spooked me, and it was a pretty crazy trail. But she kind of spooked me, and I stopped, and that's when I saw Mama. And ironically, they were right at my turn, where I had to turn to go to the lake where I'm camping out tonight. Which, to be honest, I probably would have missed it because I was not paying attention at all. So, thanks, little deer. Anyway, so I'm on the little approach trail to Benson Lake. I'm gonna camp out tonight. So I think I'll hit 16 miles before I get to the lake for the day. So today was besides for a little snafu and change of plans, mileage-wise, it's pretty good considering I'm just gonna continue down this trail to the lake and set up camp. Still got a couple hours of sun too. Sweet. I made it to the beach. Check this out. This is like super soft sand. Like, reminds me of Pensacola's beach. Wow. Well, set up camp, night 4. Slight change of plans, but again, feeling pretty good. Sorry, I'm cooking right now. My backpacking favorite. This is mac and cheese. Thanks to Clemson, who I met on the Appalachian Trail. And he gets a box of macaroni and cheese and one of these like bacon bits packets. And he's like, "You're in for a surprise tonight," and he was right. And then I just add 2 of these olive oil packets, since I don't have butter, but also for the calories. And then I also bring salt and pepper packets, because not really for mac and cheese, because the bacon's gonna be so damn salty, and the mac and cheese, but the dehydrated meals, those are bland, so I add salt. Plus, it's good to have extra salt when you're out here doing all this stuff. All right, let me eat. Okay. Oh man, I'm telling you, if you haven't tried Annie's mac and cheese on the trail with bacon, you're missing out. It is exactly 7 o'clock. Camp is set up. Dinner is finished. Everything's cleaned up. I'm just sitting here enjoying the little bit of sunlight that there is left. There's actually quite a few people staying along this beach area, but I think I came in after them. No lie. Having conversations with people, sometimes miss it. Sometimes I don't. But okay, quick recap. I looked down at my GPS and it was flashing red again. I found a stopping point, pulled out the battery charger, and my battery said 1. Like it had 1 light left out of 4, which is very confusing. Now, I didn't remember looking at it this morning when I woke up to see what it was at. But I know last night when I plugged in, it was at 3. And it could have easily went to 2 overnight. I just didn't even check. Now, here's the funny thing. Kind of aggravating, but it is what it is at this point. Pulled out the charger when I got back to camp to plug the phone in, and it still has 3 lights. I don't know. I essentially rerouted because I thought I was going to have power issues. But at this point, it is what it is. I'm currently about 35 to 36 miles from Tuolumne Meadows. I was able to crush miles today being on a normal trail. There's a good chance that I can at least knock out half of those miles tomorrow. Health-wise, I feel good. Knee was bugging me early in the day, like right off the bat, but that went away pretty quick. Rolled my left ankle twice again today. Nothing serious, but keeps happening. Everything else feels pretty good. Surprisingly, no blisters. I'm prone to getting blisters. I had a slight headache when I woke up this morning, but I took some Advil and it's gone. I think that's it. All right, that was a long update. So, speaking of battery and memory space, we'll see you in the morning.